tuned.
While still standing, we will take the national prayer, which of course is the second stanza of the national anthem, O God of creation, at the count of 2. 1, 2. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice reign. May God in his infinite mercies answer all our prayers. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to crave your indulgence to please put your phones in a silent mode to enable us to have a robust interaction, please. Thank you. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, His Excellency Senator George Akume, FNIM, CON, permanent secretaries that are present here today, directors.
To have you join us on this program, reaching you live from the network service of the NTA, and we are at Radio House here in Gariki, Abuja, and the program is a World Press Conference to mark the 63rd independence anniversary of Nigeria. This World Press, which has gathered dignitaries and indeed other Nigerians from all walks of life, is the first event as listed down to herald the anniversary, which will be celebrated on the first day of October. On behalf of the entire outside broadcast crew, Kenneth Nanim is saying, welcome to this program.
And share very useful information on the activities lined up to commemorate the 63rd independence anniversary celebration of our dear country, Nigeria. I want to welcome every one of you and thank you for finding time to be with us. Let me, at this point, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, formally welcome the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and the Chairman, Interministerial Committee on this anniversary, His Excellency Senator George Akume, FNIM, CON. I welcome you, sir. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Let me also welcome the Permanent Secretary, General Services Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Dr. Maurice Mbairi, FCA, MPOM, OON. I welcome you. Let me also welcome the Permanent Secretary, Political and Economic Affairs Office of the SDF, Mrs. Nko Esuabana. I welcome you. Thank you for coming. I would also like to welcome the Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Information and National Orientation, Dr. Ngozi Owudiwe. Thank you. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we also have with us the Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Affairs Office, Mr. Richard Filangwa. Thank you for coming. Also with us, we have the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Madam Kachalon Daju, MNI. Thank you for coming. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, also with us are very important personalities from various parastatals. I want to believe that at the time I identify some of other permanent secretaries that are seated, we will duly recognize them. For the meantime, also with us, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have the DG National Orientation Agency, Dr. Garba Abari. I welcome you. Also with us, we have the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, Malam Balarabe Shehu Ilela. Thank you. Seated next to him is the Director General and Chief Executive of the Nigerian Television Authority, Malam Abdulhamid Salihu Dembos. Also with us, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have the Director General, Voice of Nigeria, Mr. Osita Okechukwu. The Acting Managing Director of the News Agency of Nigeria is here, in the person of Malam Abdulhadi Khalil. Welcome you. I welcome all the directors that are here. Thank you so much for coming. Because our time is fast spent, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore, at this point, my pleasure to invite for the introductory remarks by the Permanent Secretary, Political and Economic Affairs Office of SGF, Mrs. Nko Esuabana. Please let's encourage her with our applause, please.
Good morning, everyone. The President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. The Vice President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. The leadership of the National Assembly, the distinguished senators and honorable members of the House of Representatives hereby present, the leadership of the judiciary, the judges and legal minds hereby present, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, my dear boss, Senator George Akume, FNIM, GCON. The honorable ministers, the head of civil service of the Federation, the permanent secretaries, the heads of ministries, departments, and agencies, the traditional rulers, our development partners and sponsors, the civil societies, the media, the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome. It is in the spirit of renewed hope that I welcome everyone to this auspicious gathering, the World Press Conference, kickstarting the array of activities to mark the celebration of our great nation's 63rd anniversary. The theme of the anniversary is Nigeria at 63, renewed hope for unity and prosperity. A warm welcome to all present here, Nigerians and foreigners resident in Abuja, the Secretary to Government of the Federation, my dear boss, Senator George Akume, the Honorable Minister of Information and Orientation, Alhaji Idris Muhammad, FNIPR. It is an honor to be graced by the presence of accomplished Nigerians to mark this great day, kickstarting the anniversary of our 63rd birthday, who have created their time to mark the beginning of all activities earmarked for the anniversary of the birthday of Nigeria, coming up on 1st of October, Sunday, the year 2023. Thank you so much for coming. We thank you for creating your time and having us in your mind to be here to make this occasion memorable. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, they said the secret of success is constancy of purpose. It takes a very successful personality to lead very successful people. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the podium this special personality that combines knowledge with integrity. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking of no other person than the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, His Excellency Senator George Akume, CON, to please address this conference. Thank you very much.
Please be seated. The Permanent Secretary, General Services Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Permanent Secretary Information and National Orientation, Permanent Secretary Cabinet Affairs Office, Permanent Secretary Health and Social Welfare, Permanent Secretary Political, Economic Affairs Office, heads of agencies of the federal government here present, invited guests, particularly the elder statesman who is here with us, Honorable Sidi Ali, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great delight that I welcome you to this year's 63rd Independence Anniversary, which comes up on Sunday, 1st October 2023. This celebration is particularly important at this time, having witnessed an unbroken democratic record since 1999, as well as the seamless, successful, and peaceful presidential transition program from one government to another. Therefore, this calls for celebration, and we're thankful to God and Nigerians for making this possible. Despite political tremors and the wave of coups in some parts of the ECOWAS sub-region, Nigerians have fully embraced democracy with its core values and practices as the best form of governance. Democracy affords the citizens the opportunity through elective structures and processes to effectively participate in the affairs of their country. The relationship between the people and government in representative democracy is a symbiotic one. Why citizens support the government provides security, protects, and enhances their interests. The government is fully aware of the economic challenges that Nigerians are confronted with since the removal of the fuel subsidy regime, as well as the impact of the global economic downturn. The government is working assiduously to provide the necessary palliatives so as to mitigate such challenges, and also the provision of buses to ease hardship on transportation, among others. At the same time, the government is engaging with labor in order to address areas of concern for the well-being of all Nigerian workers and Nigerians generally. It is for this reason that this government, led by His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is anchoring on the renewed Hope agenda, which will improve food security, guarantee end to poverty, improve security, promote economic growth and job creation, access to capital, improve the playing field on which people and particularly companies operate, respect for the rule of law, and fight against corruption. As you are aware, the President has given his approval for this 63rd anniversary to be low-key, in line with the present economic realities. The theme of the anniversary is Nigeria at 63, renewed hope for unity and prosperity. In view of the above, the following programs have been lined up to mark the celebration. Number one, World Press Conference on Monday, and that is what we are doing here now. Number two, Anniversary Symposium, public lecture on Thursday, 28 September 2023 at State House Conference Center at 10 a.m. 3, there'll be a lecture on Friday, 29 September 2023 at the National Mosque Conference Center at 10 a.m. and Jummah prayers at the National Mosque at 1 p.m. 4, presidential broadcast on Sunday, 1st October 2023 at 7 a.m. Number 5, there will be interdenominational church service on Sunday, 1st October 2023 at the National Christian Center at 10 a.m. 6, there will be military parade on Monday, 2nd October 2023 at the Presidential Villa at 9 a.m. I therefore call on you as media professionals and patriots to support this administration, indeed to continue to support this administration and build workable partnership in order to transform our country into the land of our dream. Also, I count on you to publicize activities lined up to mark Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Please, you can appreciate more, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That was the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. His welcome speech and remarks. He has urged Nigerians to continue to support the present administration to achieve the dream, the collective dreams of all Nigerians. He has also read out some of the programs lying down for the celebration of this year's 63rd independent anniversary. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation also mentioned some steps government has been taking to address economic, challenges, especially occasioned by a removal of subsidy. He has also joined Nigerians also to, especially the media, to publicize these.
This one. This row, do we have any? The other row? For now. Please, can we give the microphone?
One question. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your Excellency, the SGF. My name is Emeka Wampa, Editor-in-Chief, the Spokesman newspaper. Sir, from every account, you are a statesman in your own right. Born 1953, a community man. You hold many titles, traditional titles, which means you are close to the grassroots. Sir, you have served as a governor, as a senator, as a minister. And to crown it all, sir, you are today the secretary to the government or the federation. You said in your statement that the president has declared had directed that this year's 63rd Independence Day anniversary should be low-keyed for obvious reasons. May I ask you, sir, as a statesman that has gone through the gamut of and facets of national life, sir, you schooled in Ibadan, from my record, so you know this country very well. May I know, sir, what would you say is our national interest vis-a-vis this Independence Day anniversary? What is our national interest? What is our national interest? Bearing in mind that, sir, a national consensus is an offshoot of a nation's national interest. I thank you very much.
Do we have another? Oh, okay. Give it to the other person.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes. My name is Friday Oloko. I work with the Punch newspapers. Even though that the president has ordered that, given a directive that this year's celebration is going to be low-keyed, we want to find out the number of world leaders that will be attending this event, because attaining the age of 63 in a country like Nigeria is not something that is not easy. So how many world leaders are we expecting? And secondly, what are the silent things that the country will be celebrating differently compared to the past? Is there any innovation, anything new in this year's celebration? Thank you.
A very good morning, sir. Members of the High Table. My name is Nathan Williams. I report for Classic FM. Sir, what are the special initiative projects that are planned out to commemorate this significant occasion? What I mean is the projects that are set aside to ease the long-suffering Nigerians' pains, especially after the, when it comes to helping Nigerians look for palliative means to really ease them of the situation that is currently befalling them.
Any? Nothing FM? Where? Okay. Where are you? Okay. We'll take the last one.
Good morning, sirs. My name is Ujonwa Okonkwo, Voice of Nigeria. Based on the theme for the year celebration, 63rd Independence of Nigeria, renewed hope for unity and prosperity. And I know for this to be achieved, there must be good governance. Good governance is the trouble we are having in Nigeria, or bad governance is the issue that we have in Nigeria that causes unemployment, causes insurgency, causes banditry, and all whatnot. And for us to achieve unity and prosperity in Nigeria, I want to know what the government or President Bola Tinubu will do to bring good governance in Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay. The last one, please.
Thank you very much, SGF. My name is Joshua Adams. I report for Radio Nigeria. Sir, in your speech, you said already the government is working on providing buses and palliatives for the nation. Sir, do we have timelines for the actualization of these promises? Because since the President's declaration on 29th of May for removal of subsidy, these promises have been expected. So do we have timeline for the actualization when the buses will start running the streets of Nigeria, and the conclusion of the discussion with the unions on this matter? Thank you, sir.
SGF, sir. With your permission, I want to accommodate one other question from the other end. Please, give the other lady there.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Medina Dauda of the Voice of America. Now, for everyone to get to 63 years, that person will want to celebrate. If you say the celebration of Nigeria's 63rd anniversary will be low-keyed, may we please know why it is low-keyed? Is it that you do not have money to celebrate 63rd anniversary, or why are we making it low-key? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. SGF, sir, you have the floor. You'll be able to respond.
Well, thank you very much. The first question is from Mr. Emeka. Emeka, thank you very much for following my political mission on earth. Well, Emeka, for your interest, I was secretary of a local government. I was also chairman of one local government in today's Kogi and another in Benue State, today's Benue. Thank you very much. You asked me, basically, what is national interest vis-a-vis our celebration, which is low-key today. We are all agreed as Nigerians to live in a united, peaceful, and prosperous country as one people, one destiny in spite of our diversity. This is very critical. Without this interest, no nation can move forward. And the government also has its own responsibility to ensure that the national interest is not undermined. The integrity of the national interest remains paramount. Low-key celebration has nothing to do, with due respect, with undermining of this basic national interest. We are doing this celebration conscious of the fact that we are 63 years, but also, more importantly, conscious of the fact that economic times are hard. And I clearly stated this in my statement, which I read a few moments ago. And I believe this will also take care of the last question by my sister from the Voice of, is it Voice of America? It will take care of that. We're talking of celebration that is low-key because I want us to look at it too. Not just at the national level, but at the level of the family. If in a family there is a problem. Maybe the head is very sick. Maybe there is death in the family. Or maybe someone has been kidnapped. And the head of the family or any member of the family is 80 years. You don't go about celebrating because the man is 80 years. The journey of this government is going to take us 4 years. We have just started. Out of 4 years, I think we have done it's less than 6 months. So we still have a long way to go. And we want to assure you that while we have these challenges today, certainly tomorrow things will turn around. And that is when celebrations we assume the usual toga. You celebrate openly. We eat rice, we eat pounded yam, we take goosey soup, we do whatever we want, we dance. And no doubt we are good dancers. But for now, because of these realities, celebrations, are not going to take the usual form they always do. Number two, other world leaders have been invited. This celebration, as I said, is low-key, so we have not invited world leaders. Time will come, as I did explain, to invite all the world leaders to Africa, to Nigeria. All African leaders, world leaders, that will gather here to celebrate with Nigeria. So for now, but don't forget that during inauguration of the president, 53 leaders were here. World leaders were here. The question number 3. It's about timelines. Well, thank you. Question number 3 was about what the present government is doing to ensure the realization of projects that will go a long way in ensuring prosperity for all. First of all, if you look at the supplementary budget, social projects have been clearly captured there. How much to give to the poorest of poor. It's one of the key provisions in that budget. And funding, provision for support to automakers to ensure that more buses that use electricity They use battery. They use CNG. They use gas. And de-emphasize the application of petrol. And don't forget the fact that the state governments have also been assisted by way of provision of about 5 billion each to ensure that certain aspects that are so critical to our existence as a people are implemented. Here we're talking of provision of more buses and grains. Grains were also distributed to help reduce the cost of foodstuff. So 5 billion per state is not a small amount of money. And that is why when you say we have to put timelines, on this day, this is this. This one will be this. It's like a child who is coming of age. But these matters are going to be fully realized. If you remember, the president's address, he said by next year, much would have been accomplished. It's not something that comes out as instant as coffee. It's, when we talk of some of these provisions, they take a little while. That's why I'm saying that solutions are not as instant as coffee. But we certainly are going to be there. Many nations have gone through these trying moments, and they have come out stronger. Stronger because leadership was committed, and the citizenry also appreciated what leadership was doing. And I think this is where we are today. With a leadership that is so determined, very patriotic, knowing where to take us. And with full support from you, certainly the sky is the limit. If you talk of good governance, obviously we accept the fact that without good governance, things can run out of gear. And I accept that, yes, most of these problems are confronting us because of bad governance. And if you look at the fact that the present government has confronted and is confronting these challenges, round and square can never be overemphasized. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board, he took a very sound decision at the People's Bank, the CBN. That singular act led to massive improvement in the capital market. As experts have told us, something that had never happened in the past 15 years. We have a new team at the CBN. And the special investigator has been with the CBN for some time now, and his report will soon be released. And Nigerians will know what really went on and what brought us to where we are today. We have repeatedly said that the fuel subsidy regime was a scam, but the courage to confront it was always lacking until this government came to power. Some of these things will be well encapsulated in the report that Nigerians will soon see. Things really, really went bad. Now, the tax reforms. There is nowhere in the world where you want the economy to grow, but you don't have a clear tax regime. Double taxation, triple taxation, whatever you talk about, whatever you think about, was the order of the day. But these have not been eliminated. And that is why all these things are geared towards accountability. Transparency and accountability. The people, this government has nothing to hide. That is why it is doing what it has started to do. So that you will know and believe. Because it says seeing is believing. It was that bad. And we are looking at critical infrastructure. When the president was in India, the offers to come and do business here, to come and take part with government, or to go it alone, was so overwhelming that others are now on their other countries on their own with their businessmen are totally committed to coming to Nigeria to do business. In totality, this is going to improve our economy and to create prosperity for all of us. Even the issue of students' loan, which for us in this country is a novelty. It's a policy to be applauded. Students will have access to loans. And when we hear that school fees is increased in universities, government universities, we say that is not true. Because the president said no, there was no increase and no public institution should increase school fees. This is part of effort to assist parents to educate their children in our educational institutions. Again, we're back to informing you that when you look at the registers, where people have been captured as poorest of poor. So the whole thing here is to help us lift people out of poverty. And and that is why Humanitarian Affairs Ministry was fairly adequately reflected in the supplementary budget that was approved by the National Assembly. So, which one? To state, I have put that one for state. No. Okay. So, very distinguished, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, we believe we have tried to, as much as possible, talk to one another today on what we are going to do to make a difference in the lives of our people. I believe very strongly, like the president, that things are going to change in this country. And when you have a government that is open, that is transparent, you have to believe its policies. Bill Clinton once made a remark when he got nomination to contest the presidency. In part of his speech, acceptance speech, he said, nations are great because the citizenry believe that tomorrow will be better than today. I thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Senator George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Gentlemen of the media, this is the much we can take on your questions. We want to thank you for your time. At this point, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me invite for the vote of thanks the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, Dr. Ngozi Owudiwe. Please, let's encourage her with our applause, please.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, CON, Permanent Secretaries here present, Directors of MDAs, Directors General and Chief Executives of parastatals and agencies of federal government, members of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Nigeria at 63, editors and bureau chiefs here present, ladies and gentlemen of the press. It has been such an honor and privilege to be part of this World Press Conference, which marks the beginning of a series of events lined up for the celebration of Nigeria at 63. First and foremost, I would like to, on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, profusely apologize for his inability to be here today due to exigencies of duty. Ordinarily, a vote of thanks could be considered simple and probably one of those items on the agenda. But I consider this very significant and unique as we stand at the threshold of history, not only as a nation at 63 years, but as an administration hosting the first anniversary, and then the Ministry of Information and National Orientation hosting its first World Press Conference on independence anniversary of the country, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Our dear country, Nigeria, will be 63 years on the 1st of October. If this country were to be a civil servant, she would have retired on October 1, 2020. This simply means that she will be a pensioner now, and she has come of age. And having come of age, I would plead with our dear citizens, with the good people of Nigeria, to please leverage on the wisdom and experience of age that only age brings, and foster unity and work for the prosperity of this country together. No nation divided against itself will stand. And it's only with a good sense of unity that we can work together to prosper this country. Having said that, I wish to start my assignment by expressing our profound gratitude to God Almighty, who has made it possible for us to remain as one country and one people, despite our numerous challenges for the past 63 years of our independence. To our President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu CFR, on behalf of the Chairman and members of the Planning Committee, I wish to express our deep appreciation for the support and direction you have provided for us, and granting all the necessary approvals for the activities marking the independence anniversary to hold. Our heartfelt gratitude goes to our ever-supportive Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, who in spite of his very busy schedule, spared time to give this World Press Conference. Thank you so very much, sir, for a job well delivered. We will never take your magnanimity for granted. God bless you, sir. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our directors, heads of agencies, and staff seated here today, we thank you. Your presence here made this press conference worthwhile. To the Planning Committee of Nigeria 63, ably chaired by our indefatigable Secretary to Government of the Federation, who worked so hard to put together all the events, including this press conference, we say a big thank you. We are not unmindful of the long hours of work that went into planning these events. May God reward your work of love for our dear nation. And then finally, to our dear friends, the gentlemen and women of the press. Without you, everything we have said here will just remain in this hall. What can we say but a big thank you for always being ready to work with us to disseminate information on the activities of government to the people. What can we do without you? I doubt if there's any. God bless you richly. Thank you so very much, everyone who has made time out to come and be with us this morning. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Permanent Secretaries, Directors, Director Generals, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time. It has been a very successful interaction. I want to wish you all a happy 63rd celebration of our independence. At this point, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may we please rise as we take the national anthem, please.
This is where we draw the curtain for today's live event. Meanwhile, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, while answering questions from representatives of the media, made it clear that very soon that Nigeria will come out of these difficulties. He also called for cooperation of all citizens. Meanwhile, he enumerated steps being taken by the federal government to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal, including the disbursement of 5 billion naira to state government. He also made mention of plans by the federal government to provide electric buses and some of the special projects that were captured in the supplementary budget. He also told the gathering of the restructuring of the CBN and the effort made by President Tinubu to woo investors to Nigeria for investments. On behalf of the outside broadcast crew, Kenneth Nanem is saying thank you for being part of this live telecast.